All right, welcome back, Energy Boom 101. We're going to try and give you a nice little overview, give you a good wrap up of what's happening here with this incredible confluence of crude oil and cannabis. That's marijuana, by the way, that is occurring here in the United States of America. And what you're looking at is a really pathetic attempt to put it all together. But it is happening. We are reporting on it. And this is Energy Boom 101, and we are dedicated to showing you the confluence of crude oil and cannabis. And these are some of the companies that happen to be just knocking it out of the ballpark right now on the stock exchange. Those are all marijuana-related companies. And I think we also like to look at the global impact that this lovely red, white, and blue renaissance is having around the globe. And we thought it would be nice to provide you some information from Exxon. This is actually an advertisement, not an advertisement, but an advertisement in the Wall Street Journal that provides a glorious degree of information. But it's probably time to give you just a really general overview of what's happening with this confluence of crude and cannabis. And we're here in live from Boom U, coming out here to show you the big bad Boom U, which we'll be checking out again here pretty soon as the bells go off. But that's sort of ground zero for this confluence of crude and cannabis for a few obvious reasons. One, and we're heading back inside now, by the way. One, there's a shitload of crude oil underneath us because watch this, kids, there's Oklahoma, and there's a shitload of oil plays going on right there. Not to mention, oh, by the way, there's McClendon. There's a shitload of oil plays going on all over the United States, and natural gas plays. And natural gas liquids, by the way. And think of natural gas liquids as somewhere in between regular dry natural gas and oil. But that's all popping like crazy, and Boom U is going to be at the center of it because it's a university, and universities tend to integrate themselves with existence, and that's what we want to do here at Energy Boom 101 is connect crude to consciousness. There's your crude. There's your consciousness. We want to do it one gusher at a time, and I can tell you right now these three stocks appear to be gushing. These are year-to-date performance of three cannabis stocks, marijuana stocks on Wall Street, and year-to-date meaning since January 1st. So in 31 days, CBIS, which is cannabis science, has gone up 200%. MJNA, medical marijuana, you can call them Medi-Mary, has gone up 180%. And PHOT, which is Grow Life, has gone up 40%. In my opinion, clearly an indication that hypergrowth is occurring in the marijuana sector in the United States because it's a brand new sector to Wall Street, and they're trying to get their arms around it and figure it out. And here's our lovely little map that we're using to follow this. Now, we already know that Colorado has legalized marijuana as far as on the retail level. Washington is next. Florida's Supreme Court is allowing a vote for medical, but I'm pretty sure what you're going to see is all these states slowly but surely starting to go green for obvious reasons. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reemphasize the obvious reason from this lovely little article that I would recommend everyone read and follow by this gentleman right here, Alan Brookstein. He really sums it up, and it's a wonderful way to look at the budding marijuana industry. If I could find his frickin' quote here, but I'm sure I've already lost it. It was a great one. He had a hell of a quote, and we'll find it eventually. In the meantime, here you go. Boom. There. Let's finish it. Not finish it, but let's give you a little go green background. Quote unquote from Alan Brookstein: "The proverbial genie is out of the bottle. The bull case for the sector, meaning cannabis, is clear and compelling. Quite simply, a triple win for society is in its early stages." And I truly believe this. And I think that's why this is going to offer such amazing investment opportunities. Although I think I'd probably hold off for about 6 to 8 months to watch all this mania settle in. And then you get a much better shape for this new marijuana market. And then you can make your fortunes over the next 30 years because it ain't going away. But I want to continue this gentleman's quote. It's a triple win for society, and it's in its early stages. Triple win. Win number one. Consumers and patients get what they want or what they need at higher levels of quality and lower prices. Number two, Government entities will get much-needed tax revenues and cost savings from eliminating wasteful law enforcement and incarceration expenses. And number 3, entrepreneurs will create tremendous wealth for themselves and for investors. So, there is the cannabis end of what's going on in the United States and how it's literally in the first inning at the absolute most. The crude end is quite obvious. There's plays all over the United States. Our technology and our innovation and our red, white, and blue spirit is just going nuts, and we're pulling a shitload of that black gold out of the ground, and it is upsetting the global order, which is usually the third map we like to go to try and tie everything in. And at 5 minutes and 38 seconds past the hour here, kids, on K-Rig, we just want to let you know that the confluence of crude oil and cannabis has clearly begun, and we want to continue to report on that. And I think we'll do it a really simple way. At the end of each day, we'll just check out how the market's shaping up with the cannabis. We can't follow all the crude oil companies in the market because there's 500. Cannabis companies, there's about 10. By the way, that should give you a good idea of just how early stage this game is. Plenty of fortune to be made, by the way. Enormous fortunes to be made in there, as well as there. And the best thing about this confluence of crude and cannabis is that I'm pretty sure it is crafting or polishing a lens of optimism and compassion through which I hope all of us can view and perhaps see the world and perhaps even engage the world that way, which is optimism and compassion. And I think amazing amount... Oh, shit. I think we better go outside because you're about to get a 12-gun salute from the bells of Boom U. So I'll keep talking about crude oil and cannabis as we check out, as we give our respects to the bells of Boom U. I think we're going to get 12 salutes on this one. 1, oh shit. This is almost as good as the number of cannon shots at the end of AC/DCs for those about to rock. There's 2 there. 3, while you guys are really enjoying savoring the bells of Boom U, and by the way, ask not for whom they toll. Remember, here at the Transparent Barrel Studios, high above Buchanan's Bikes, the finest bike shop in the world, you have, we've come up with a few more slogans we'd like to offer to you. Not only is it connecting crude to cannabis, one gusher at a time, but I think we're also illuminating the chasm between brain and bean, one gusher at a time. Oh yeah, we were also chasing the echoes of existence through the prism of energy. Now that's a pretty good one, and we may go with that. Hey, what happened? Did we get 12? Oh shit. We got 12. We got a song, and you get a tornado siren because you're here in Norman, Oklahoma. Oh, I gave away where Boom U is. Anyway, there's a lot going on here, and we're gonna head back inside and just sort of gently pull back as the bells rescind. Not so much rescind, but, you know, whatever the word is, pull away. And we do the patented pivot swing. And we let you know that the latest in the crude world is, of course, we told you about yesterday that Mr. McClendon has just bought $1 billion worth of natural gas, and I think it was 77,000 acres in the Utica, right there in Ohio. Biggest thing to hit Ohio since the plow, best quote ever. And he bought that from Hess. Now, Hess is a big-ass company out of California that's doing work all over the world. So that's an update on local crude activity, or the Symphony of Shale. We always like to discuss, at least talk about or identify, acknowledge, and recognize the Symphony of Shale, because that's any time we have an Oklahoma oilman, or oil woman. We'd love to see an oil woman get to the game, making things happen. You got a Hank Ham up here. He's still knocking the Bakken out like crazy. By the way, that is one happy SOB right there. Look at that hat. Going through a divorce, but what the hell, life happens. Probably no coincidence that it's happening the same time he's just completely gushing profits. There's, as far as in the crude world, I'm not going to find a whole lot going on in Oklahoma, at least not legally, but of course, harken back to liquor by the wink and liquor by the drink. So cannabis is all over the United States. It's time we grow up and quit pretending like it's not happening, and we also recognize it has incredible value. And this is a very exciting time to be alive and watch literally a revolution in American energy as far as crude oil and natural gas is concerned. There's no doubt about it. It's just, the science is all there, and it's changing the world, and we're going to try and show you that. Matter of fact, let's show you right now how it's changing the world. Well, it's upsetting some of the prices for different energy things, that's a good word, supplies, not even supplies, but, just energy around the world, like crude oil and natural gas and all that shit. To such a degree that there's Royal Dutch Shell, you heard about them, big ass Anglo-Dutch company probably out of Amsterdam. And by the way, Royal Dutch Shell, for the love of Christ, you guys would have the scale, and I know you got the good stuff, to really help us out here with this cannabis boom. So we'd love to see Royal Dutch Shell maybe ship some of their cannabis over here along with some of their gasoline. But suffice to say, the global market is upset, and I will do a quick quote, since I gave you a quote about cannabis that I think really captures what you can look forward to. Let's give you a quick quote about how the energy game is changing. And this is from old Daniel Yergin. This is one of my favorite pieces in the Wall Street Journal, Reshaping the Global Energy Balance. And we'll just give you a quick little quote here from old Danny Yergin boy. The shale energy... Let's look at this, folks. The shale energy revolution provides a new source of resilience and enhances America's position in the world. The emergence of American shale gas and tight oil demonstrates once again a lesson that is learned and relearned. Now, this is glorious because, as far as I'm concerned, this is so much more about the human condition than it is about oil. A lesson that is learned and relearned, how technological innovation can reshape the balance of global economic and political power. Now, let's plug in some different words. And these are my words here. How technological innovation can reshape the self. Boom! There it is. The self. I think we found the self, by the way. It's right below the earlobe. Anyway, this is, we're at about close to 12 minutes past the hour. Here at K-Rig and Energy Boom 101, and I'm sure you all have all committed suicide by now, so you shouldn't joke about that, but it is the real world. But we're going to wrap it up here and let you know that we look forward to a ridiculously absurd telling of the obvious confluence that is occurring in the United States between crude oil and cannabis, and it's all under the umbrella of energy. And it'll be a great story, and there's so much of it that we have to just sort of pick and choose. So later on today, we'll wait for the market to settle down, and then we'll look at the big news, and we'll let you know what's going on. Off the top of my head, I can tell you that let's see when Florida decides to approve the vote for medical marijuana, but there'll be more shit going on with marijuana and the markets. And then in the crude, what's something we can look forward to? A big old heaping stack of Permian pancakes. How about that? Every morning when you get up, kids, you want to get yourself a big old stack of Permian Basin pancakes and throw a bunch of Crown Royal Maple on there, because you'll love that. If we ever have the time, we might talk about individual plays from the Bakken in North Dakota, which is proving itself out well, to the Niobrara, which is still in its early stages, to a lot of stuff in Oklahoma. But once again, we appreciate your time and all of your folly, and it is now time to sign off. 3, 2, 1, boom.